JJ Math. Okay, so trinomials. When do you do this? If you are asked to do factorize a sum and you see there are three terms. Now it needs to be very specific three terms. So if it has an x, there needs to be an x squared, a normal x, and then a constant term. Then it is considered a trinomial. So on the right, you can see all the official steps that's in textbooks. And so let me make it easy for you and teach you exactly what to look for and how to do a trinomial quickly. So I always start with the constant term. So in this case, the 12 is the constant term, and I write down the factors. So what times what gives me 12? This is going to be 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Okay, so that's always my first step. Write down the factor pairs. Now I am going to look at the last sign of the trinomial. So this back plus sign I'm going to look at. That tells me I'm going to add these factors, and I'm going to look for a pair that gives me a 7 when I add them. So this gives me a 13, it's not that one. This gives me an 8, it's not that one. But this gives me a 7. So I know those are the ones I'm going to use. Okay, how do I fill in my brackets? So in grade 9, it's always going to be 1x squared. So my brackets are always going to be x and x. And now I write the biggest number in the first bracket. So the 4 is bigger than the 3. Okay, so then I take the sign that was in front and I put it in the first bracket. And then the plus at the back tells me the signs need to be the same. So there we go, x plus 4, x plus 3. If I FOIL that out, or if I multiply the brackets, I am going to get to the initial trinomial. Okay, so to figure out the signs, that's what most people struggle with this part of trinomials. You can see in the block, there's all the combinations that they can ask. So you can just go and study that, but the method I always use is the first sign goes to the first bracket, and then the last one tells me, are the signs the same or are they different? Because remember in math, a minus means different. So if it ends on a plus, I know the brackets are going to be the same sign. Let's do question B to see if it works. Okay, question B. So I'm also going to start with the 12, and I already know all the factor pairs of 12. So now I'm going to see which factor pair would give me a 4 if I subtract them from each other. So this gives me an 11. It's not that one. This gives me a 1, so I know it's not that one. But this gives me a 4, because 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. So now to fill in the brackets, I know that's an x, and then the biggest one goes in the first bracket. So 6 goes there, 2 goes there. That sign goes down, and if it ends on a minus, then I know the signs need to be different. There we go, that's the trinomial. Okay, let's do the rest a bit faster. So in this case, 48, these are the factors of 48. Okay, now I'm looking for the pair that if I subtract them, it gives me a 13. I can see those ones are going to give me a 13. So this is going to be x and x. That's going to be the 16. That's going to be the 3. First sign is a plus, and then the signs are different. There we go. That is the factorized version of that trinomial. Okay, question D. So the factors of 8. In this case, I'm looking for the pair that when I subtract them, it gives me 24. It's going to be these ones. So it's going to be an x and an x, 27 and a 3. First sign is the same because it's a minus, and then because it ends on a minus, the signs must be different. There we go. Those are the easy trinomials. So what do you think? Is this going to be something that you're going to understand, or do you understand it already, or is it still a bit tricky? If you just practice this enough, you are going to get it. Let's look at a few more. So if I look at the more difficult trinomials, those are ones where you either need to reshuffle or you need to take out a common factor before you can do the trinomial. So for question A, I need to take out a 4 first, because in grade 9, or with simple trinomials, you can't have anything in front of the first variable. So if I take out a 4, I'm left with a squared plus 3ab minus 10b squared. Okay, so in this case, I know there should be a 4. I know this is going to be an A and an A, but now you will immediately notice this looks way more difficult because there's an extra b squared in this. Don't worry about that. That just means my brackets end on a b. But I still need to do the factor pairs. So I'm looking at 10, 1 times 10, 2 times 5. If I subtract these factors, I need to get a 3, because there is a 3. So in this case, it's going to be the 5 and the 2. 5 goes in the first bracket, 2 goes in the second one. First sign is the one they gave me. And then, because it ends on a minus, this needs to be different. And there is the answer. Question B. In this case, I need to reshuffle, and I need to take out a minus, because that doesn't look nice. So I'm going to take out a minus. I'm going to put the m squared first, then the 5m, but remember I'm changing the sign, and then the plus 6. Now it looks like a trinomial, and I must just remember to put the minus in front of the two brackets in my final answer. So the factors of 6, 1 times 6, 2 times 3. I need to add them to get a 5. So it's these two. So this is an M and an M. The 3 goes there, the 2 goes there. This is a minus, and the brackets are the same because it ends on a plus. Question C. In this case, I can take out a minus, definitely, and those x's don't look nice. So I can take out one x from each. So minus x, and then what remains is x squared plus 2x minus 8. So I need to remember to put the minus in front of the first bracket, and then I can do the trinomial. So this is an x and an x, and 1 times 8, 2 times 4. I need to subtract to get a 2, so this is going to be a 4 and a 2 because I'm choosing that pair, and then this is a plus, and this is a minus. Question D. So sometimes they give it to you in the reverse order. That's fine, you can do the trinomial like that. I would just always advise to reshuffle so x squared is first. In this case, I can also take out a 5 from everything. So I'm going to take out a 5. This is x squared minus 9x, and then plus 18. Factors of 18, 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. I need to add them to get a 9. So it's definitely those two. 5 goes there, x, and then 6 and 3. Both are minuses. There we go. That's the video on easy trinomials. Like I said, if you just follow the steps that I did with each question, I'm sure you're going to get it. But if you need the official steps, just read the block to the right.
If this video helped you, please like and subscribe.
JJ Math.